We're shellacking. This is the door we made yesterday. We're just gonna try to keep going with the grain. Go with the grain. This is just like that beautiful grained wood that I got for the walls. And if you look real close all around me, you're going to see all the walls. So I've got them set up because we're having a shellac party. There we go on the door. Let me bring that up to you. Pretty big change because you can see all the walls in the background. Check that door out. Pretty nice, huh? Real nice, actually. That's a big upgrade from what we had, well, my yesterday, Friday, because this is Saturday. Saturday. I'm going to go over the big board with you here in a little bit. Well, a little bit for you. It might be a while for me. Because as you can see, here, I got a lot of shellacking to do. And I've got about a gallon, and I think a gallon's gonna get it. But, again, normally I would have my full 8 hours to do work, but today, our customer is coming in from Arkansas. She's got a lot to go over with me. A lot. Very specific on the things that she wants. The things that she wants are really nice. Some of it's intricate. Some of it's just really nice and is going to fit well in this camper. So that's going to take some time. I don't doubt that it's going to take an hour or two just to go over everything she wants and get it down because we're moving quickly. We're just waiting on that welding. And of course, this is Saturday. We've got most of today, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So that gives us 4 days that I told you we're going to be down. But we're going to go look at the big board. As soon as I get finished with this, we'll go back to the big board and we'll see how I'm doing. We got a heavy coat of shellac on. Got a little cross breeze coming through. Drying it out pretty good. This stuff dries really quick. It's a good heavy coat. You can kind of see there's a little overlap there, but that'll dry out, and it dries out quick. And the reason it does that is because there's only 2 ingredients in shellac. One is alcohol. The other is the poop from the lac bug. I think that's only found in India and one other country over there by India. I forget what it is right now. For some reason, I'm thinking Indonesia, but I don't remember. But it's poop and alcohol. So I think we got a really good, even coat as soon as this all dries, and I think it's going to look really good. And I think that door, what an upgrade. Are you kidding me? You put that silver handle from the Bargman on there, that's just going to pop. But the problem is, I got to clean up this. This is our piano hinge. That'll run the whole operation. And then just the part that holds the metal on the front and then holds it to the inside. So I got to get all that cleaned up. And of course, all the window parts. I've been very careful with the glass, so I'm not going to break it. So I say. So I'm going to get on that right now. Let's go to the big board real quick. So that's right. We are going to meet the customer here this afternoon. As you can see, I am crawfishing away from that rebuild the windows. But rehab the reflectors, rehab the side markers, rebuild the door. We're still on rebuild the door. I've really only put 5 minutes on it today. But I'm going to count that when I clean that up That's going to go on to the rebuild the door. And I'm going to have to go back and look, but I think we got 3 hours already in on rebuild the door. So I'm going to try to keep it under 4. That's my guess. And then I'll probably rework the baggage door. Depends on how much I get done before the customer gets here. And I just keep putting off those windows. Oh, windows. Okay. Let me get back to it. Alrighty, right. I've got it all shined up. I like it. I generally don't paint that trim on the door. If I did, usually I'd leave it bare metal, but if I did paint it, I may go get some of that silver paint, metallic paint, and paint it. That just adds a little sparkle, a little jewelry. So I might do that. Because we can't put the skin on the other side because I don't know if we're going to rehab this skin or if we're going to be able to use what comes from Max Aluminum. I'm going to see then. So I'm going to consider this done. So let's go over here to the big board. Oh, great camera work. Aren't you glad you stopped by? I am. So, build walls. Well, I built the walls, but I don't have shellac on here. So, I've got to put another half hour, not really. Yeah, let's go to 3 hours on the walls. And we didn't do anything to the Polish sink. And rebuild the door. Well, I did get up to 4 hours. Doubled what I thought it would be. I was so good on the other ones, kind of, ish. So. I know I'm going to do the baggage door when I get back, I think. It needs it, and I'm kind of in the groove of those smaller things. And then I promise you, we'll get to that. But right now, Curly's hungry. It's lunchtime. I think he wants to go to McDonald's. Where Curly do it? You want to go to McDonald's, boy? You do? Wag that tail, good boy. Hello. Thank you. The old shop inspector, he doesn't charge too much in payroll, but he sure does like a hamburger bun. You a good boy? You a good boy? Ooh, can't see you on film. Ooh, good boy. Back from lunch. This is the baggage door. This is quite a bit fancier than I thought. It's really built just like the door. Without a window, of course. You know, it's got the piano hinge on the edge. This is exactly like the door. We'll have to address that. And then it's got the skin right here on the front. And then it's got wood right there, but you'd never see it. It's underneath the bed. But I guess we'll go ahead and we'll make it nice. Why not? Why not? So well, let's just look. Let's dig into it a little bit. Now, can we get any further than this first layer? Well, yeah, we can. Huh. Looks like 1/4 inch. Oh, watch that camera work. It's getting good. I don't know. Is that built just like the door? Oh, you were looking at my foot, so it's not built like the door. But let me tear this apart real quick, and we'll take a look. Because it's still Saturday. Waiting on... Customer just contacted me. She is en route from Arkansas, so that's about 2 hours probably before she gets here. All right, I have dug into this. And so I think you have an awkward shot. I think you have a question. That question is, why were you so on your times earlier and so off on your times here lately? Don't let your kids hear this. I don't want them, you know, this is a family show. But The devil's nails. The devil's nails. Been running into them. They're using them wild now. These things, these twist little nails made of aluminum, they're terrible, they're horrible. The devil comes to steal your time, and that's what's happening to me. But I'm overcome, I have dealt with it, and I'm working through it. But that's what's happening here. And if you're new here and you don't know what the devil's nails are, go back about 200 videos and look for the video on the devil's nails. Very discerning. Disconcerting, I mean. See? Devil got hold of my tongue there. Not today, devil. Not today. Here's what happened. I took the frame apart. I got the front off. I've got plenty of this metal, so I could probably just do this. And I've got some already white, so we'll check that out. And then this is all it is. It is just like the door, pretty much. More or less. Well, less, actually. So, pretty fancy little mechanism there. But it's gone. Most of the parts. Like the part that locks is gone. Of course, I don't have the key. So, we're going to rebuild this real quick. It's going to be just like the door. It'll go much quicker than the door because it's much smaller than the door. So, I'm going to guess that total on this deal, probably going to have about an hour in it to get it refreshed and refurbished. And then that'll give us just about another hour, maybe 45 minutes. And our customer will be here and we can knock something else off the big board. So stay tuned. All right, let's see what we can do here. Get some glue going. Glue is going to be instrumental in holding this thing together. Really, it ties all four pieces together where the nails will hold one to the other. The glue will hold all four together. Once we get it glued in, nailed down, all that. Well, we're not going to nail it. We're going to use some 1/4 inch crown. And I think they're 1/2 inch length staples. Kind of go around the edge here. Well, gonna have to lighten up a little bit. Got a little tough there. I tell you. All right, take two. That should hold, but it didn't. Huh? I'm being too tight. Let me check. What have I got this thing set on? It's on 60. It doesn't need to be any more than that. Let me just be a little lighter with my touch. Maybe that's the problem. There we go. You gotta have a light touch sometimes. Nothing wrong with that. All I do is I just kind of ease that up a little bit, kind of put that little angle on it, and that seems to make it happy. Because there's only so low that you can go on your pressure before it won't shoot a staple. And anything below 60 on this deal, it really won't do much. So I'm gonna leave that one right there. I'm gonna take, we've seen us use this all the time. I'm gonna take my router here, try to clean this up real quick. All right, I would say, judging by that rough edge, I need to get a new router bit. I know I do. I've already got it. I just haven't changed it out. But anyway, here's what we were working with. Right there. Here's what we're opening up to. How about that? Much better. Woo, how about that? Side by side. All right, I'm going to finish nailing this in. Then I'm going to have to let it set for a while. And let that glue dry. And little bit later, we'll check the big board. All right, it's still Saturday, and I told you we're sticking to the big board. I got a lot of what I told you I was going to get done, but I've still got a few more pieces and parts I want to get to. But here's the part we're getting to right now. Meet with the customer. Meet Julie.
Hello.
Julie, you came from Arkansas.
Yes, near Little Rock.
Was it about an hour and a half, 2 hours drive?
4 hours.
4 hours?
4 hours. Easy drive, though.
My goodness. Little Rock. Okay, I was thinking Northwest Corridor. I've been up there several times. Beautiful country up there.
It's nicer than Little Rock.
Yeah. Okay. Julie came in. We looked around a little bit. Julie has a lot of campers already. How many campers do you have?
This is 14.
Number 14. You thought you had a problem.
They're going to be used for Airbnbs, in my defense.
Yes.
Except for this one.
She has a great idea that we'll talk about at some point. But yes, this is one part of what was going on, why I've been a little hectic here, is we have been texting back and forth because of the 4-hour drive on what she wants. She's already picked out the Cabana. You know, it's the first year, the 53, very rare. And in one of her texts to me, telling me what she wants, she said, "Oh, I'm so excited, my show camper." This lady has 13 other campers.
But they're not show campers.
Well, apparently this is going to be one. I thought this was just going to go in her collection for an Airbnb. And then I saw that and I was like, whoa, we've got to shift gears here a little bit. And which I'm not afraid of that. It just wasn't where my mind was at. And that's why we did what we did with the walls here. Because if you're going to try to take this to different shows and campouts and things like that, when people walk in, you know, we want them to look like it could have came from the factory that way, but there's going to be little hints here and there that say it didn't come from the factory that way, but they're going to say, I love it. So tell us a few of the things that you brought me that you had to have in your camper.
A decent size mini fridge.
Well, you got one. Is a 3.2, and it's the retro with the kind of teal color, right?
Yes.
And a matching
microwave. Teal's my favorite color.
It's going to look really nice together. I mean, they match perfectly. There's no off color on it, so that's going to be nice. And of course, standard AC, water in and out, 30 amp service. So,
I found some really cool discontinued Wilson art.
Yes, I'm not going to show you guys yet. It's going to be a surprise. I'm not sure. We're not going to get to it in this Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday, but we're going to get to it. I'll save that. I'm not going to reveal that. And you chose some vinyl that we have used before. You got the walnut. And so that's a darker pattern, which I think goes really well with a vintage camper. So I think that was a good choice.
It hides dirt, too.
Yeah, you're very true on that. What else did you bring me that might not normally I have used before?
I brought you a smart battery box.
Oh, yes. So we're going to up our game on the 12-volt system this time, so be prepared for that. You brought me some real funky lights.
Those were Amazon find, but I thought they were super cool looking.
Oh, they are. Very retro. If they were within arm's reach, I'd go grab them for you right now, but maybe if I run out of things to do Monday or Tuesday, we'll do a little unboxing and I'll show you those. And that is they're gold with kind of like a starburst pattern, kind of. Would you describe it like that?
Yeah, that's what it looked like when they were.
And so as we decided on our pulls and our hinges and our trim, what did you decide?
Something that you that you already have, well, that you'd like to use, because what it had wasn't the best.
Well, I mean, like the colors.
Oh, gold to match those lights.
So we've got to be tasteful. Gold can be gaudy.
Yes, this is.
Or it can be
a pretty gold.
Tasteful. It is. It is. So we've got to use less trim. So she's going to make me really dive into the carpentry skills here to eliminate some trim, but have enough in there to carry that gold vibe throughout.
I think it'll go good with the amber shellac.
Oh my gosh, look at this back here, people. It's dry. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It came out It does have. I think this is a little more gold than normal.
I think so.
So I don't know. So listen. It's just camper time, and it's all just flowing through our universe.
I'm excited.
Okay, well, we're going to get out of here because I have got to get to work. I've promised you to reveal everything I'm going to do on Saturday. I've got time for one more project, and then tomorrow is Sunday, and I will bring you up to speed on what I do Sunday. And after Julie leaves, I'm going to do one more project, and I'll bring you up to date on the big board. All right, back to the baggage door. I went ahead and I cut this out. I'm going to put some insulation in there. Don't worry about that. I'm not going to put this down and put the trim on yet because I've got to. There's going to be a point where I have to cut a notch right here for the lock. But anyway, we're done with that as far as that's going to be done. I'm going to put it right here next to our door. I got our walls up. They're dry. They've been dry. It's pretty warm here today, and so it gave me a little more room here at World Headquarters. Curly on patrol. So let's go to the big board. Now, I reworked the baggage door, and really that went really kind of quick, but there were some things that held me up cleaning it, so I had 1.5 in that. Good news, we met with Julie, and we are not using the side markers. We're going to go with the beehive, so 0 there. We are still going to try to use the reflectors, the rafters and ceiling, rebuild the windows. Meet the customer. That took 2 hours, 2.0. Wasn't she just a delightful person? Man, 14 campers. She has got a great idea, though. Next time we talk to her, I'll let her tell you about it. This is just some of the things. Well, she didn't bring me those because those are from the camper, but you know, just brought me all kinds of loads of stuff. It's like Santa Claus has dropped off things. And so we have no excuses to be waiting on anything now, other than the welding. That's all we're waiting on, and we're going to jump right on this. So that's about all that we've got time for today. I don't want to, I don't want to start rebuilding windows. I don't. But guess what? Tomorrow's Sunday, and guess what? I'm going to rebuild windows. Look at how terrible this is. Just give you a preview of Sunday because Saturday is over. I mean, we're going to have to touch everything. I'm going to have to run up and get some glass. That needs glass. That needs glass. Good glass. That needs glass. That needs glass, which means everything's going to have to be torn apart. Everything. Torn apart, scrubbed up, scrubbed down. Yeah. Okay, but that's just to get started. Then there's this pile over here. But what am I complaining about? This is going to be a great build for a great customer. So that's the big board for Saturday. I'll see you in a couple of days with the big board for Sunday.